Now, so query language. So the language which is given to the language which is given to the database to get some information or data from the database, then it is called as a query language. Okay, so the language which is given by the user to request some getting some information or storing the information is called as query language. So if we say that a query language, normally it is of two type of a query language. Either it is a procedural query language, either it is a procedural query language, another one is a non-procedural query language. Procedural query language and another one is non-procedural query language. So what is the basic differences between these two? If there will be certain criteria, there will be certain steps or certain phases, if it is followed, then it is called as procedural. If there will be no certain preconditions are there, then it is called as a non-procedural query language. So if there is a sequence of operation, you have to definitely follow sequence of operations or sequence of steps you must have to follow to find out a result from the database. Then it is called as procedural. If there will be no such sequence or the steps to follow to find out the data record from the database, then it is called as non-procedural query language. Okay, so if it is a procedural query language, the example is nothing but relational algebra. Relational algebra. And within the non-procedural query language, you can call that as a relational algebra, also the structure query language, which is shortly called as SQL. Structure, which can be discussed in the lab classes. Structure query language. Okay, so structure query language, shortly you can call that as a SQL. Okay, relational algebra, you can shortly call that as a RA. So relational algebra and structure query language are the procedural query language. Why? There will be some predefined phases or predefined sequence or steps are there. We must have to follow those steps to find out a data record from the database. From the database, we must have to find the data records, we must have to follow specific rules. So that it is called as procedural query language. It follows a specific procedure. But if there will be no some such specific procedure to find out the data from the data record, then it is called as non-procedural. So basically there will be two type of non-procedural language are there. Tuple relational calculus. Tuple relational calculus. It is called as TRC. Shortly you can call that as a TRC, tuple relational calculus. Another one is domain relational calculus. Domain relational calculus, you can call that as a DRC. So remember those four things. We have to discuss all the things. Relational algebra, in that unit in this unit we will discuss about relational algebra. We have to discuss about TRC, tuple relational calculus. We have discussed about domain relational calculus along with the structure query language. How can store the data? How can retrieve the data? How can you retrieve the data from the database? So before we start this one, let us go for discussing the one by one. So the first one is called as relational algebra. Relational algebra. So as you know, it is a procedural query language. Okay, so it is a procedural query language. What is the exact meaning of the relational algebra? It consists of set of operations. So it consists of a set of operations. Okay, it consists of a set of operations. We will discuss what are the different types of operation later on. We will discuss about this one. It consists of set of operation which take one or more tuples or one or more relation, which take one or more relation okay, either it will be one or it will be more number of a relation as inputs and produce a new relation as output. Okay, now it is clear. It will take one or more relation. Suppose one relation equal to student, another relation equal to department. It may take multiple number of a relation and produce a new relation as output. Okay, so normally there are three basic operations that are associated with the relational algebra. So first point is, what are the basic operations of a relational algebra? So three basic operations are there. First one is selection operation. It is denoted by this sigma symbol. It can read as a selection. You don't read as a sigma. You can read as a select. Okay. Second one is projection operation. So it will denoted by project, just like pi structure, project. Okay, you can read that as a project. And the last one is rename operation. It is denoted by the script of applied structure, rename. Okay, now if what is the basic operation of relational algebra, this is only the three type of basic operations. Either it is a selection operation, or it is a projection operation, or it is a rename operation. We will discuss one by one. So for the moment, just listen what is a selection operation. If you want to retrieve the tuples, that means if you want to retrieve the row, then go for the selection operation. If you want to retrieve the column, then go for projection operation. If you have to rename the table or rename the attribute, then we will go for the rename operations. Okay, selection operation is used for the finding the row, horizontal values. Projection is used for the column. Rename is used for the renaming both relation as well as attribute value. Okay, so first we will go for the selection operation, then we will go for the other things. Okay, now so first one is the selection operation. It is denoted by the select symbol. Okay, so what it is written? It is written the row, or it is written the tuples. You can say that if you want to retrieve the tuples or row, then selection operation can be there. So the meaning of the tuple is nothing but horizontal subset of a relation. There will be two type of subsets of any relation. Either it is a horizontal or it is a vertical. If it is a vertical, then it is attribute. If it is a horizontal, it is nothing but tuples. So the selection operation is used to find the horizontal subset of a relation, or find a row or tuple of a relation. And always remember, if it is a selection operation, there must be some condition is associated for the selections. Okay, so until and unless I give the condition, I cannot retrieve the tuples. Just like suppose I have to find out the student whose roll number equal to 1. That means there must be a condition. If I can pass the roll number equal to 1, I can get all the data record of the student which belongs to roll number 1. Suppose I said that my student name equal to Ram. So if I pass the name equal to Ram, then I can easily get all the value from the student table which name equal to Ram. Okay, so how exactly, what is the general formula of this selection operations? The general formula we can write like this: select, this one is the condition, this value is nothing but the selection condition. Select, then the condition of select, you can read like this: not in the same line, just the below line, selection condition. Okay, so the selection condition is there, then it will be name of the relation. Okay, select, you can read like this: select, the condition of the select from the relation R. Completed. Next, if we say that is a select, then it will be the condition then of the relation R. Let us consider some of the example. Let I have two table, one is employee table, another one is a department table. The attribute of employees are employee ID, then employee name, okay, then employee name, address of the employee, okay, then the gender of the employee, salary of the employee, and let it will be department ID. So again, if is a department, so department ID, department name, and a department location. Let I have these three number of attributes: department name and department location. Now, if it is an employee, the employee ID may be work as a primary key. Employee ID is the primary key. If it is a department, then department ID is the primary key. But the which is present in case of department ID, in case of employee, it is a foreign key. Now this one is the foreign key. Okay, so let us check how can we perform the selection operation. So if this one is my employee table, how the employee table will look like? The employee table will look like this. First one is employee ID, then next one equal to e-name, next one equal to address, okay, then next equal to gender, then it will be salary, okay, and last one equal to department ID. My employee table will look like this. So suppose I have to find out the row. Row means which value? So suppose the employee ID equal to 001. Then those other values are there. I have to find out the details of a employee whose ID equal to 1. Then you have to pass like this. Okay. Suppose let us consider the first example. We have to find out all those male employees. Okay, so I have to find out all the male employees. So how to find out the male employees? That can be found from the employee table. Okay, so you can write like this: gender, select gender equal to male. If it is a string, you can quote it within this single quote symbol. If it is a number, no need to represent like this. So select gender equal to male. From which table? From employee table. Okay. So now this one is the selection operation, this one is the condition, this one is the name of the relations. Okay. Suppose I have to find out the details. So now tell me what is the output of this one? So what is the output of this query? The output of this query is nothing but all the values, all the tuples value over here where the gender equal to male. It will only retrieve those values whose gender equal to male. Gender equal to male, gender equal to male, all those tuples, not only the genders, all the tuples which is gender equal to male. The output is like this, all the tuples which is gender equal to male. Okay, so and it will remove all other value which gender are not male. So for filtering purpose you can also use the selection operations. Second thing is that suppose I have to find out the detail of the employee whose salary is more than 20,000. So how to write? Select salary is greater than 20,000 from which table? From employee table. Completed. Okay. Suppose I have to add these two. Gender should be male. Now tell me what is the output of this one? What should the output of this one? The output of this one is equal to the all those detail of the employee whose salary is either it will be more than, either it will be it is greater than 20,000. So all those value which are more than 20,000 it will be added over the table, and rest which are value is less than 20,000 then it will be discarded. Okay, suppose my question is there will be multiple number of conditions just like this. They must have to address equal to Bhubaneswar, their salary equal to greater than 20,000. How to write? Select address, select address equal to Bhubaneswar, select address equal to Bhubaneswar, and there is another condition you can write and here, then what is the other condition? Salary is greater than 20,000, salary is greater than 20,000 from which table? From employee table. Now always remember this employee and this selection operation must be in the same level, and this one is just the below level. Okay, so instead of this and you can use the symbol and symbol like here. It will retrieve. Now tell me what is the output of this one? It will retrieve all those row in which address equal to Bhubaneswar, both conditions should be satisfied. Address equal to Bhubaneswar, salary is more than 20,000, and it will discard all other values which does not satisfy these two rules. So this is all about selection operations. So simple thing is that you can perform a particular operation, or you can remove some of the values, or you can go for the finding some of the operations by using this selection. Now the same problem you can also write like this with a multiple number of a query which is called as a subquery. So first let I have performed that one. Select address equal to BBSR, select address equal to BBSR. The above query is exact, this one is same. From which table? From employee table. Now what is the output of this table? The output of this table is called as all the address is BBSR, and it is the consists of all the records which address equal to BBSR. So now from this table again you can go for another selection operation. Select salary equal to greater than 20,000. So I think it is clear to all of you. First this result will be there. The result of this table equal to the employee table which salary is which address equal to Bhubaneswar. From this table, this is not the original table, this is a retrieved table which address equal to Bhubaneswar. From this Bhubaneswar based table we have to find out whose salary is greater than 20,000. Okay, so this is all about what is a selection operations. So next we will go for what exactly projection operation. So as we previously discussed, if it is a projection operation, it is nothing but the vertical subset. Projection operation is associated with the vertical subset. In selection operation, we have find the horizontal row, but in projection operation, we can get the columns, vertical subset. Okay, so second one is projection operation. Projection operation. So it is denoted by this symbol project. Project. So what is the output? The output equal to column or attribute. So if it is an attribute, it is nothing but vertical subset. Vertical subset of a relation. So it will return the vertical subset of a relation. So what exactly the general formula? You can write like this: project, here attribute list. Which attribute you have to retrieve? Attribute list from the relation. Let the relation equal to R. So which attribute you have to retrieve? You have to write here. So let us consider I have to retrieve the employee ID. So how to write? Project employee ID. Project employee ID. Employee ID is present in which table? Employee table. So you can write, this is so simple. Only you have to mention which attribute you have to retrieve. So this one is called as project employee ID and employee. Suppose I have to retrieve both employee ID and employee name. Suppose I have to retrieve both employee ID and employee name. So you have to write like this: employee project employee ID, comma employee name from employee table. Okay, suppose you have to retrieve multiple attribute, you have to separate with a comma like this. Suppose one say that I have to retrieve all those columns. So for retrieving also all the column, then you can use with a comma. That is employee ID, comma employee name, comma address, comma gender, comma salary, comma department ID. You have to write all those values over there, all the column name. Now let us consider another example. Suppose I have to find out the name of the employee. Okay, I have to find out the name and address of the employee of all female employee. I have to find out the address and name of all the female employees. So now you cannot directly perform this operation. So it is associated with two type of a condition. So what is the first condition? The first condition equal to gender should be, the first condition will be gender should be female. Then second condition, from the gender equal to female, we have to find out the name and its address. So how to perform this one? So always remember, whenever there is a selection and whenever there is a projection, the selection operation is executed first. So what is the reason between the selection operation is to be executed first? If we perform the selection operation, we can filter the value, we can remove the unnecessary tuples, then we can go for the retrieving AC column. But if you perform the projection first, unnecessary all the value will be there, but our requirement is the gender should be female. So first you have to perform that operation. So for this one we have to go for the selection operation. So it will be select gender equal to female, gender equal to female. Gender is present in which table? Employee table. So from employee table. Okay. Now let's store this value into an intermediate table which is called as R1. So now R1 will contain which value? R1 will contain all the detail of the employee whose gender equal to female. It consists of all the record over here whose gender equal to female. Okay, and it will delete all those value which gender is not equal to female. Now from this table you can find out the employee ID. My question is I have to find out the employee ID and address. So you can find out the employee ID, EMP ID, comma, address from this R1 table, not from the original employee table. Okay, so that one is called as my R2, or you can call that as a result. It is R2 or it is a result. Okay, so always remember, whenever there is a condition, before the retrieving the projection operation, that will be attribute or the column, first perform the selection operation, then you can perform the position operation. The reason behind this, if I can perform the selection operation first, then I can remove the unnecessary tuples, unnecessary value which is present in the original relation. Then you can perform the projection operation. Now position operation can be written like this, and this one is from the R1, not from the employee relations. Suppose I have to find out the department name. Suppose I have to find out the department name which is located at Cuttack. So how to write like this? The department name equal to Cuttack. So that means I have to find out the department name. That means this one is should be my output, D name. There is a condition or not? What is the condition? Select D location. Select D location equal to Cuttack from which table? From DPT table. So this one is the final query of like this. So first this selection operation will be executed. When the selection operation is completed, from that selected table we can find out the department name. Okay, so select D location equal to Cuttack from department table. From that table we can go for the retrieving name, D name. Now I think it is clear. So third thing is we will go for a rename operation. Selection is completed, projection is completed, and now we will go for rename operation. Remember three things. You can rename the relation, you can rename the attribute, or you can rename both relation and attribute. So you can call that as the rename operation. A rename operation. It is denoted by this symbol, script of F like this, rename operation. So you can rename a relation, entire relation name is renamed, or you can rename a attributes or some attributes. You can rename the attribute, or you can rename the both of the relation and attribute can be renamed. So we will go for one by one example. Suppose I have to rename the relation. How can you write this one? Rename R2 of R1. So what is the meaning of this one? The relation R1 is renamed to relation R2. Okay, relation R1 is renamed to relation R2. Now we have a employee relation over here. Suppose I can rename that as a enter employee. Instead of EMP, I have renamed that as a employee. Which table is to be renamed? Employee table. So this is the example of how you can rename the entire relation. Rename employee with employee. You can rename that as a employee 1, employee 2, employee 10, like this, anything. So this one is the base relation, this one is the updated relation, renamed relations. So first one is completed. How you can go for renaming a relation. Second one, how to rename the attribute. Okay, so how to rename the attribute. Second is, if we rename the attribute, you can write like this, rename. Suppose I have to rename B1, B2 up to Bn. There will be n number of elements. So let I have the value which is called as renaming those values from R. Now the original relation will consist of, let the original relation will consist of the value A1, A2 up to AN. Now after renaming the attribute, it will be converted to B1, B2 up to Bn. Okay. Now let us consider an example. So it will be rename. Suppose this employee ID I have to rename with EID. Instead of employee ID, I have to rename with EID. Okay. Then employee name, I have to, let us consider employee name is remain same. Employee name is remain same. Then in case of address, here I use ADD. So instead of ADD, I have to use the enter address. Enter address. Then other will remain same, but I have to write all those things. Gender, you have to write all those columns, out of which one is changed, it can be changed, otherwise it will remain same. Okay. Department ID. Now just look at this one. This attribute is changed, this attribute is changed. From which table? I have to write the name of the table is employee. Now whenever you create the new table, the table instead of this employee ID, the table will consist of EID. This table, this column is consist of address instead of ADD. It consists of address. Okay. So in that way you can rename a column, and always remember, to rename a column you have to write all the column name. It is not like this, if you only rename 2 column, you have to only write 2 column. You have to write all the column, which value is to be changed, it can be write like this, or which value is not changed, then it will remain as usual, as it is previous. Okay. And the last one is, if you rename both the operations, either it will rename the relation or you can rename the attributes. How to write? Now you can write like this. It will be rename, which value is to be renamed, employee is to be renamed, so EMP is to be renamed as employee. Now once you employee, within bracket, which attribute is to be renaming, let I have renamed those values, EID comma ename will remain same, let ename will remain same, next equal to ADD is converted to address, and you have to write all other values over here with separating with a comma. From which table? From, I have to rename both table as well as both relation as well as column. Now tell me, what is the output of this table? The EMP table, now it is converted to employee table. The name of the table is changed from EMP to employee, and this attribute value is changed. Employee ID is changed to EID, ADD address is changed to address. Okay. So in that way you can rename a relation, you can rename an attribute, you can rename both relation and its attribute. So this is all about the basic operation of a relational data model: selection operation, projection operation, and rename operation. Selection operation is used to find out the row, tuples, horizontal subset. Projection is used for the column, attribute, vertical subset. Rename operation, it is normally used for the renaming the relation. Either you can rename the relation, or you can rename the attribute, or you can rename the both relation as well as its attribute.